All right. I'm a new player to this game, and I was really hoping if someone could check this out and give me a critique on if my rooms could be made any better. So, this is the furthest that I've reached, day 40. Quite a lot of essence. I think I'm going to restart a new game, but I did still want to know about the build. Initially, it was the entrance room, and then I think I had one dark room fairly quick. Which the initial entrance moved straight to the dark room, so it would slow everybody down. Then I think I had a bell tower right next to it, and I had one other room. I don't remember which one. None of these special ones, I don't think. And then eventually it would reach the pumpkin patch, and then it would go to the heart room. Now at this point in time, obviously I'm jumping like 40 days in, but this is what I've set up. The entrance room, which is connected to the echo chamber. Previously the dark room used to be here, which would slow everybody down as soon as they got in. That was very useful at the start of the game, without a doubt. Now they don't go into the dark room as much. However, I'm obviously still making a lot of progress because the echo chamber, lets me hit like really strong cards. So echo chamber here. So if somebody moves to the dark room, great. If somebody moves to the sewing room, great. These two are not as useful anymore. Not gonna lie, the mirror hall isn't as useful anymore either. Since the altar rooms are just guard dumping rooms, they're the furthest back because it doesn't even really matter where they are. Echo chamber, of course, is really useful. I've kept Krampus up here because, from my understanding, what is it? I think the enemies or Krampus, whatever, the monsters only go one or maybe two rooms further from their base. So I guess Krampus can go here, here, here. And, sometimes he goes here. I think, I'm not sure. But this is basically where he stays. That was my reasoning for Krampus. But I'm not sure, though. I don't know if this could be better utilized with something else. This echo chamber is new. Let's not even get into that one right now. The bell tower initially is very useful to get the tension going. Eventually is quite pointless, if I have to be honest. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I could move the bell tower in the dark room because I think... Yeah, I could move these, I guess, because the bell tower, I'm not sure if it's really doing anything at this point. I have a tiny room here for no reason. Obviously, I'm not connecting anything to the heart. I only want the one entry to the heart. I'll get to that in a second. I had a phobia room earlier in the game, and I had multiple rooms connected to it for the drain, so that kind of worked. The weapon room pretty much never utilizes it almost at all. I don't think I've actually ever utilized it at all, to be honest. But yeah, the weapon room's here. Torment room, somewhat useful. For the torment room, I have multiple other 4-tile rooms that help me get higher damage, but that only works if somebody gets here. In reverse, I guess, or let's say, so they come from here, they'll mess around a little bit here, then they'll move around here, and then they may move to the weapon room, they may not. They may or may not move to the drain or the torment room. But they have to go to either one of these to eventually get to the dark room, which stalls them twice, and then stalls them here twice. And my goal is to either move them with the shifting room card. I barely, if at all, use the pumpkin patch anymore. I think most people just die by the time they get here. So I never use the pumpkin patch at this point anymore. Initially, in the first week or second week, I still used it a little bit. That's that. This relic room is pretty much pointless. I didn't even realize I had it or I got it. I just set up 2 echo chambers hoping that something running in here would dump something running in here, but that's not true. You have to run them individually. I have the blue legendary room. I have the yellow legendary room for extra AP. There's another altar room which is kind of pointless, but I just have it down there because, again, these rooms are kind of pointless, I think. These rooms are brand new to me and I'd never seen them before. Relic rooms, I had no idea how useful these were. So I just attached them straight to the heart and made them, impenetrable, so to speak, because obviously the first room that's connected to the heart, nobody can, there's no, pathfinder that can get in here. I think I've been lucky enough to not have anyone move into these rooms. But I think I have been unlucky enough to have someone, with that card move directly into this room, the pumpkin patch, if I'm not wrong. And yeah, I think somebody's moving in the pumpkin patch, but not in the relic room with that card that moves people into different rooms. My idea for the next relic room is to just move them 8 here, 8 here, 8 here, 8 here, and then maybe another, something like this if I want even more action points and draw cards. The pumpkin patch was kept as the last entry point because it would hit quite heavy before somebody gets in. But I guess the pumpkin patch being the last room isn't necessary. I guess the relic room could still be useful. But I just kept that as a trap, obviously, right? Just set up a couple of damage cards in here as a trap. The dark room are pretty good rooms to slow them down before they get there. And that's it. That's my idea right now. This is something else that I noticed is like you can just keep on moving the entry point further and further up. I had no idea you could do that. So I was thinking maybe even in this game itself, at day 40, I might just move everything from here further out. And maybe I might move this dark room down here. And then and figure out a little bit more of a structure because I can get a couple more cards and rooms to play up here. But that's my idea for now. If you guys have any interesting, if you guys know if I could improve this in any way, just let me know. This is my second time building this. And yeah, it's my first time hitting level 13 too. Amazing game. Really enjoying it. Cheers. Thank you.